Dear disability, if I am the absolute value of abled, who is to say that my opposite is inferior? That abled is positive and disabled is negative? Dear disability, I used to flinch at the sound of your syllables, jarring uncertainty, echoing like doors slamming shut, locks turning, isolation, loss. I used to think no one would accept me right here, right now, as I am, because of you, disability. It was only years later that I realized the love worth holding on to radiates from those who celebrate all aspects of me, the sparkles and the mud. Dear disability, don't you know that the musical next to normal has been like a good friend for years? So, if anyone wants to call me abnormal, oversensitive, disordered, I can reply, who are you to define normal? My name is Clara Lerchi. My pronouns are they, them, and theirs. I study psychology with a particular interest in clinical psych. I am also a member of Vassar's Circus Club. A name, a set of pronouns, an academic interest, and a hobby. Each of these labels gives a microscopic look at who I am, a sliver of a cross-section among the infinite other cross-sections that collectively define me. What if I add another label? I am a person with bipolar. I wonder what that short sentence brings to mind. Stigma, diagnostic generalizations, personal connections. While I could use this time to speak about my personal experience with bipolar, the depression, the hypomania, the medication, the therapy, this condition is more than just one life. I have experienced the stigma and shame that come with the societal misperceptions of mental illness, and I am not alone. During my lowest points, I wished someone had told me, living with a mental illness can be hard, but there are others who know what it is like to struggle in this way. Vulnerability is a building block to healing. Hypothetically, if someone were to offer me the absolutely unrealistic option to erase every tiny bit of bipolar from my brain, I would say no, thank you. While this condition is not my single defining feature, it does affect who I am. It helps me feel things with immense intensity, notice details that others might overlook, and I just generally don't see the point of trying to assimilate to what everyone else thinks is normal. Yes, I am extremely fortunate and grateful for the excellent care I have received, which has kept this illness from causing my death, but I would never wish to get rid of it, just as I wouldn't wish to get rid of my left foot. Both are a part of me. Thus far, in my handful of semesters studying psychology, the central lesson I have learned is how little we know about neurological functioning. As much as we like to boast about methodical scientific research leading to strides forward in the field, oftentimes it is like throwing darts in a pitch black room. With all this uncertainty, why do I even bother thinking about psychology in general? While empirical psychological research may not provide the clear answers one might hope for, there is, in fact, another way. Yes, medication can help. Yes, therapy can help. But in my experience, the most important part lies in love. No matter what condition any individual may be struggling with, they are a living being above all else and deserve to be treated with dignity. As the scholar and autism activist Temple Grandin once said, "I am different, not less. I am not less resilient or less courageous or less of anything because I have this condition. Mental illness does not make me inferior to individuals without a labeled disability." We can often get caught up in our differing labels that divide us, but their boundaries only limit our capacity for collective productivity and growth. These generalizations are discarded by listening to each other's personal stories and appreciating the merits of those around us. Regardless of our inevitable differences, there is immense support to be found in community. The deepest of vulnerabilities can also be a beautiful source of diversity. The original version of the poem I began this speech with was from 2 years ago, soon after I was diagnosed with bipolar. My original reaction to this information was one of bitterness, resentment, and shame. This new version shows my current thoughts on the situation. I share my personal reflections to affirm that being different can feel isolating, but you are never fully alone.